Alrighty, folks, welcome back to Fallen Kingdom, but RTX is on. Look at that. That's pretty. Look at those God's rays up there, huh? This video brought to you once again by NVIDIA, who provided me with the RTX capable graphics card needed to make this run. If you missed the video I posted last week, as well as the announcement that the Minecraft with RTX beta is released, feel free to check the links in the description of the video. It'll take you on over there, and you can look into it a bit more. Once again, this is for Minecraft Bedrock, and it does require a world with an RTX-supported resource pack in it, but if you search RTX in the Bedrock Marketplace, you'll be able to find all the ones that are currently out there, and they're all free to download and check out. I've tinkered with my recording settings also since last time, so it should be running nice and smoothly. Last time I know there was some frame drops because I didn't have OBS properly set up, so I apologize for that. But anyway, I want to give a big shout out to Ant Venom, because he actually gave me the world. It's the SMP Live map from the SMP Live series, but thanks to Krinios and Altrive, they actually made Fallen Kingdom within it, so I can show you Fallen Kingdom with RTX on due to the SMP Live map. I think that Ant Venom will probably end up posting a video on the actual full SMP Live map, so feel free to check his channel out if you're interested in the event that he does do it. But for now, let me take you around the world and see what's going on. He also introduced me to a pretty cool command that you're able to utilize, which is the Ray Trace Fog command, so that you can adjust. You know how you have these like wild God's rays coming over the mountain there, but if you want the fog to be a little bit less so you have more visibility and it's less dramatic, you can go and check out this command /Ray Trace Fog, and then it auto sets it for you there when you hit tab. We'll do set and say that I want to get rid of the fog and it just be nice and clear with the RTX shadows. I can basically do density of like 0.1, and then the fog will say we'll have it start at 10 and then it fades out at 20, and we're above that, so that makes it a lot more nice and clear. And now you're just focused on, you see the shadows that are coming off of the sun, but you don't get the God's rays now because you don't have that fog. So it's the fog that causes those God's rays to take place. So if we go over here into the castle, this is kind of cool. If I then, let's go up to the second floor where there's some windows that are being faced into by the sun. So you can see that the sun is shining through these windows, but you don't get the rays because there's no fog to go along with it. So if we go back into text and we bring that up again, now instead of 0.1 for the fog density, we'll set it to 1, and then that's where the fog starts, is at 10, and then we'll have it fade out at 200, or actually have it still at max density at 100, and now all of a sudden, see, you get the rays coming through the windows, because that's what it takes, is the fog in order for that to happen. But it creates this cool dramatic effect, right, where you get to see where the sun is bordering over the hilltop over there, right? You get the rays, and then you come inside that, and all of a sudden it's clear, because the fog only seems to be displayed, and you see the impact from it in places where the sun is actually shining. So once you get back under here, then all of a sudden it's clear again. So it's a cool command to play around with if you're looking for like setting up a perfect screenshot, or you want to get a clip that looks a particular way. And if we don't want it to be quite so dense, or we want it to be already faded a little bit, we can start it at 1, have it kind of fading by the time it hits 200, and it'll be like a little bit less dramatic. And again, those are Y values, so it's like Y equals 1 is kind of where the fog starts, and then it fades gradually until Y equals 200. It's faded out if we had anything that was actually built up that high here. But it creates a really kind of cool atmosphere. Again, though, if we want to just remove it completely, I could set it to be gone at Y equals 10, set the density to 0.1, and there we go. Now all of a sudden we have a nice, clear, fog-free day. And then you're also obviously able to play around with the time settings if you want. So we could do /time, and let's do 20,000, so it'll be about midday probably as a result. And then you'll see the shadows are much more just vertical, straight up and down. Go over to the water over here and check out some of the reflections that we have going on. It's pretty cool. Even though it's daytime, you can still see the reflections of the glowstone. I placed a whole bunch of glowstone around the map because when we set it to night in a minute, it creates a much nicer environment where you're able to really see RTX a lot better in action, and it's not just super dark. And see, we can go back in here. Why don't we set the fog once again? And as you like get the sun kind of hiding behind something, right? All of a sudden you get the rays coming through, like at the edge of the trees. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff, if you ask me. So it's like, it's really nice to have this, especially if you've got like an interior or something that you're wanting to have, like the rays shining through the glass. Like you can set your sun to be a certain time of the day, so it's a little bit more angled. So let's add like 2000 here, so we got a little bit more of an angle. And then when you go look in the windows and stuff like that, you'll have that shining in, but you go inside and then it'll be nice and clear. You can put a torch in here and light it up a little bit. And it was interesting actually to note at night the differences between how torches and glowstone work. Let's see, you can see our reflection there in the window. It's subtle, but you can see it. And once again, they're working on a fix for the floating hand and floating item reflection, so that I'm sure you'll be able to see more of your body, as well as the hand clipping through the walls and stuff like that. Here we go inside. Again, it's all nice and clear, obviously, because the sun's not hitting it, so we don't have the impact of the fog. Also, this is really cool. So this is actually based off of the texture pack that's for this Crystal Palace map. So the map is actually, I don't know if it was pasted into this Crystal Palace map that you can get off of the Minecraft Marketplace. It's one of the RTX capable maps that's out there. So it has a resource pack that, even though it looks like default, you'll see it has the depth mapping. They've programmed in the light that's emitted from the glowstone, that's emitted from the torches, and all that stuff. You can see the depth mapping on like the wool, as well as the stone here, and all that stuff. So it's got little intricate details, which the closer you look, you start to pick up on. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, no, now I'm starting to see the depth mapping here. So it's cool that even though it's still just the 16 by 16 vanilla textures, you get to take advantage of a little bit extra texture to them. And look at that. And you go back out. It's pretty cool stuff, if you ask me. Why don't we set it to nighttime and check out what it looks like? So let's do time set night. Not quite as dramatic, right? Because you still got a little sunlight coming from over there. You can kind of have the sunset colors coming through there. But it's more dramatic like when we come over to this area, and we'll start to see some of the light sort of reflecting off of the top of the cave. Let's add some time. We add 2000 more, so it's actually pitch dark out now. And the cool thing about glowstone, as opposed to torches, is glowstone really creates these like dramatic illuminations on surfaces even that are pretty far away from it. So even though that's really the only glowstone there in proximity to the rest of the cavern, it's creating these reflections off of all the walls there, and then these are creating reflections off of over there. And the castle, when we get closer, actually looks really cool, and you can see up on the tower over there just the uplighting. I love uplighting. Uplighting is a great thing to do for your landscaping if you're unaware, and now you can actually get uplighting in Minecraft thanks to RTX. This area looks really cool though. Look at that, just having all the glowstone like reflecting off the water. It's really interesting because this reminds me of viewport rendering, actually, when working on some of the music videos in the Fallen Kingdom series. It does remind me of some of that tech and the way it actually displayed the world in the 3D animation software in the viewport. It did look kind of similar to this. It's really cool. But this has the addition of the actual ray traced shadows, which that did not. So anyway, let's go check out. I think the castle just looks really cool. Again, this is additional glowstone that I placed down. Not any that was actually there to begin with, but I think it just creates a really nice effect with the uplighting on it. Check that out. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, there is an RTX render distance setting specific in the advanced settings. So right now I have mine set to 8. If you have even more beefy specs to deal with, you can set it even higher, or obviously if you're not recording at the same time, you'll be able to do more with it. But that will allow you to have a further distance where you can see the ray trace shadows and things of that nature. But it's very pretty, I think. And if we want to, we can disable the fog. Again, we'll just recall the command for less dense fog. And now you can see better towards the tower over there, to the castle, down to over here. Pretty darn cool stuff. It does remind me of like previewing it when actually working on the music videos and stuff like that. So it's really cool. So anyway, yeah, I thought that this would be a cool little bonus to showing you that demo world earlier last week. Is that like an actual real world, could you call it, application? I know this is the second Fallen Kingdom related video now to go up this week, but I think it's pretty nifty. Look at this area over here. Just looks peaceful. Looks like a place you'd want to hang out, as long as the creepers and the skeletons weren't, you know, knocking down the door to trap you in, stuff like that. So I think I just butchered my own lyrics, but don't worry about it. It's been a while. Look at the bloom. Look at the bloom around the glowstone as well against the night sky. But anyway, that's Fallen Kingdom with RTX on. Again, we can do one more quick comparison between on and off over here. I think we'll get a nice comparison like between this and how this looks over here, and then we'll turn it off. Yeah, not quite as dramatic. I mean, it still looks fine, right? Fallen Kingdom will always have a special place in my heart, but just not quite the same. Hold on, let's turn it back on. Yeah, that's more like it. That's more like it. It's looking a little bit prettier. We'll go with that. Let's fly up a little bit. Get kind of a closing shot here. Looking super nice. All right, well, that's it. Thanks again to NVIDIA for sponsoring this. I appreciate it. And once again, if you're interested in checking this out for yourself, check the links in the description. The beta is live right now. And thanks again, Ant Venom, for helping to set this up. I appreciate it. It's pretty cool stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. All right. I'll see you guys next time.